Y'all are well. So I figured I'd get with you guys on this Friday. Catch you guys up on a lot of things here. I'm going to apologize. Last video y'all seen me do, besides putting up Big Boy, which is pretty cool. I had to wait my whole entire life for that, to see Big Boy. And I'm a huge train fan, obviously. And, uh, you know, woke up an ass crack of dawn and then out there waiting at the tracks until, it's like over 2.5 hours late. So it was awesome seeing Big Boy, man. Um, and I just want to apologize. The last video I did was, up on the mountainside with you guys in Utah when we were visiting our family. And so, I wanted to update you guys on guitars. I just finished one 45 minutes ago, the one I'm holding in my hands right here, right now. This one is BootLeg. I'll unplug it and get it closer to the camera for you guys. This is the shortest scale I've ever done. This is a 23-inch. It'd be a nice little one, to like play it live, but I mean, like, if you want to be on the road and like do some practicing, then this is perfect. The only build that's not here that I'm going to show you guys, I have all of them together right now. For what? 1, 2, 3. Is the Buick hubcap I did, the one I was talking about. That like, hey, I'll finish it when I come home. Well, I got home build mode here, and sadly that one left quick. I liked it, bought it, and went home with him, and he bought the amp. So this is a new one. It's not the same amp. So I had to build another one, and I got the big down here because we're gonna mess around with pedals. Because as you'll see later on after this video is done, I said new guitar and pedal update. I got new to me pedals. My buddy Rich from Dread Frog Effects, he makes pedals over in Britain. So he sent me two of his the oldest pedals. These are the first pedals he did, like when he was starting out before like he was a name for himself. He's an awesome guy. He became a pretty close friend and brother, and I consider him family. And we had 3.5 weeks for these two pedals to come in. So one that he built, and I'll show you guys, is a Klon. And of course, buying a real Klon, yeah, good luck with that. You gotta take out a mortgage just to buy it. And I've always been an Octavia fan. But of course, getting an original one from like the 60s or 70s, good luck. So the one down here he called it the Octaflexi Mark 1. And then this one, the Klon one, is called the Klonite. So he said they're both awesome pedals. My neighbors are really going to hate me because I have all the windows open. It's raining. It's been hot as hell here. And it finally cooled down for a little bit. So all the windows are open while we're going to do a little bit of musical stuff. And I'll get you down here and show you the pedals itself. And then I had to wait on another one for me to come in. I wanted a tape delay. So obviously I don't have money for like a big name for a tape delay pedal. But all these pedals right here, so I have a tape delay, VSN, sounds like a $45 pedal. Tape delay, I've got my overdrive that I've always played for 4 years being on here. And then it's a small board. I had 6 pedals on here, but these two are large, so we're down to 4. We're just down to the Klon, which pretty much, is an EQ, boost, and I'm not a big fan of my orange amp. I wish I could get another Fender or something. So we're going to see if this Klon will do it. We're not going to push it through this little guy. This little guy right here is a little 5-watt. It's a nice little powerhouse. There's a knob on the back of it that you can turn it all the way clean or get it dirty to sound like a fuzz. So I've got it like in between the middle. And this thing really, it can handle one pedal, but it can't handle every pedal. So we're going to hook up the big amp here in a minute. And we're going to mess around with pedals with all my guitars here. These ones, the strings are still an hour ago. Not even. So I just rounded the headstock off and did my thing. So this is a fresh build. This one is called BootLeg. You got an ace back here. Of course, the railroad sign, as I always do, AHG 2026. This one's a nice one. This is a replica cream of the 1950s Gibson, soap bar. And then I went ahead and did a C-hole. So this thing sounds interesting because of the plexiglass. It's just it has a weird funky tone, and I love this thing. This thing's an awesome guy. It's a little 23 incher. It's pretty nice. I got a few strap buttons on here, but I mean this thing is pretty good. It sounds really weird acoustically because you have electric strings on it, and I have heavy gauge strings. The strings I use, in case anybody's wondering, the strings I use, Steve Harvey Killer Strings. These strings are awesome. I love thick gauge strings. It sounds more like a baritone, but it's 44, 34, and 24. Go find Steve Harvey and Killer Strings. They do make them now for 6-string guitars, but you guys need to try Killer Strings for yourself. Steve Harvey. You guys really do. These strings are nasty. And then we're going to update you on this build that's right here. I got to do a little more tweaking to it, so I'll explain to you guys what I have to do. And then I have one more build and we're done for the year because I'm out of wood and I'm out of fretboards. So we're going to mess around here for a little bit. Like I said, this guy is for sale. That's BootLeg. Like I said, it's a little 23-incher. I tried to make it 23.5, but it went down to 23 itself. But this thing is awesome. This is the last of my oak wood. And what I did was I went to a different stain choice. You guys always see my honey stain. Make sure I'm not missing your guys' comments. What's going on, guys? So this is the last of my oak. This is the last of like my batch that I've had for 5 years. And so I went ahead and did, instead of my honey stain that you guys see, my other guitars, if you remember, which we'll show them again for you guys, those were all honey stain, and this is mahogany, like a red mahogany. I hate my lights in here. This thing looks better in the light. You guys will just have to go over to my Instagram to see pictures of this thing. Probably the next day or two. It's raining right now. I want to get good sunlight so you guys can see the nice contrast. But I love this thing. These are real genuine 9mm thrown through here. This is not drill. These are 9mm really slung through here. Just like if you guys remember earlier this year, the first build that I started off with is we did the Fallout build, the Fallout guitar. And I'm bringing that one back for this winter. There's some things I have to do to it to make it a little better that I'm going to tweak, and a few other guitars too. But this one's up for sale. So American Heritage Guitars, you can find me, on Facebook, Braden American Heritage Guitars, or pretty much my Instagram, which is American Heritage Guitars 79. And you'll see my ugly mug and my cowboy hat. So this one you can buy from me for about $275. I love this thing. Like I said, real 9mm. Then we went with the C-hole. But what I did was, instead of making it perfect, like you guys, I'll throw up my other older guitars that I make these so perfect. What I did was I took my pocket knife and I carefully carved my C shape out instead of making it perfect. So it's not perfect. But this build is inspired. It's called BootLeg because it's inspired by some of my family members back in the day, but good old moonshine runners and the 1920s days of actual real gangsters. So this is kind of one of those builds. It's like the 9mm are through it, and why I put the ace in the back with plexi, so it's actually over top of the neck. And this is one of your hinges that you can use for a door at home or use for your cabinets. And then just a bolt. But yeah, this is the last of my stock. This thing it sounds different, it rings different. So we'll start playing with this, and then we'll start getting into pedals and making some sounds with pedals. But hey man, I appreciate it so much. Thank you. All the likes. That's perfect with me. I don't think I'm gonna be famous or nothing, but it's all good. I just do this for the love of it and trying to share, music and love and building with my bare hands and making some weird, crazy guitars that people don't think about. Like I said, taking taking, because I've always wanted. If you guys remember my old tattoo, that was my old burst, and then that was my old V. But I've always wanted a 50s gold top Les Paul. I've always wanted a gold top, and they're very expensive. So I was like, well, this is where the soap bars come in handy. All right, make sure I'm listening to your comments. Where the soap bars come in handy because, well, if I can't make that, then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna make a weird, crazy sound. So we're gonna mess with this one in a minute, and of course, to save my liver because I don't drink anymore, this one's pretty cool. And one of my family members at the my mother-in-law's birthday party the night before we left on Sunday was drinking a beer, and I took this from one of his caps, and this is from a Utah beer company. Oh, the lighting sucks. But what it says is it's 21 plus to enjoy. It has the bald eagle on it, and then it says twist the top off. So, like I said, I really like this guy. Before we get into messing with the guitars and the pedals for a minute here, tripping all over the place. Let's get you guys updated on the other build before I forget. Okay. So what I have here is this nice guy right here. This needs to be done. This one's pretty much almost a baritone. It's a 4-stringer. This one's personally mine, though. I went ahead with my F-holes, but instead of keeping them perfect like this, I just cut them out to make it different because, well, I can. This is a gorgeous box. What I did is it's called Mjolnir. Mjolnir, because if you know and if you're Norwegian, it fits. Look it up about the battle axe. Thor's hammer. Originally it was called a battle axe, but Thor's hammer. Strength, mean. So this one's gonna have that because I wanted to go with the dog ear. So once again, I've always a buddy of mine many years ago had a Les Paul Junior, and it had the single dog ear P90, and it sounded great. So I was like, well, I want to build a couple of guitars that have this on it. So this one and another one I'm going to build, but this one is awesome. So Mjolnir, there's the Railroad AHG 2026. And what you notice there, wait a minute. And then Johnny Cash is actually sitting on taillight reflector. An orange taillight reflector that I just cut down. So when the sun hits this and goes back to the backside, it kind of lights it up. So it's pretty cool. And just your wall switch, because why not? It just feels great. But the only thing I need to do with this, and of course, wax. So this is one of the decals from my old race truck that I saved. I used a different color and not the yellow, and I did. I'm like, well, why don't we do it with the guitar? So of course, your markers are on the side over here. There you go. You can see the squares. Instead, but what I have to do with this one, let me pop it open, show you how clean everything is. So what I have to do is you see this hunk that's right here, this hunk right here. I have to bring that hunk down, and then what I have to do is it raise the neck up more. See how it's too low in the pocket? Well, which means that it's going to hit on this. But if I raised it up, so remove some of that wood, raise this up a little bit, that means that my string action is going to be perfectly level. Because right now my string action comes from here, and then it bows down like this. So that means I need to get some of that wood, take it away, put blocks underneath this, raise this up, and it's going to be perfect with the... This is another one of my buddy Donnie. Last year he sent these to me, and they're from I can't remember, I'll have to ask him. But he lives up there in New York, and it's a whiskey company. and they get rid of some of the barrels and the straps, and this is actually a whiskey barrel strap. So that goes right here, like so. I'm trying to hold it in place, but you get the general idea. And that's the hardtail. We're not using any saddle. We're basically going to treat this like you see, like a Les Paul Jr. is right behind it where the pickup is. That's where that hardtail is, and then you go straight. Well, I don't have any of those in my arsenal, so I'm doing it completely different. Testing the waters, and it still works because we did the same thing with this one, and that was Outlaw. If y'all remember this one, it's so hard to see. You have to see it in person. Some of the best cars were made in 1957. If you know, you know. This was my honey stain, and this was the. I hate the lighting here in the kitchen, but this is the curly maple. I don't know how well you guys can tell. I'm so sorry. That is the curly maple. This is a 25-inch, or 24-inch. Sorry, and it just you'll have to see the pictures over on my Instagram, American Heritage Guitar 79. And then what I did was this is my buddy Alex gave this to me. It came out of his grandma's log cabin, and their log cabin was built in the 1800s. That's what we did the washboards on. If you guys have followed me since then for 4.5 years. So that's a real genuine 1800s where your doorknob would go in here, and I put a nail in there, just a nail head. I cut the rest of the nail off, but they would be nailed into the door, and then there's the lock. So I even left that when I get to play in this thing. It adds an extra, especially when you start, you hit the strings. It's interesting, and also what I did was I took one of these smoke knobs, and you'd also find those on the 50s Les Paul Juniors. Like I said, the whiskey barrel strap. There's a strap button. There's strap buttons right here. This is the Padron box with the single F hole, the giant F hole, and not the medium or small one. So this one's called Outlaw or Soft. I love this one. It's unique. It's different. Also, it's hard to see because it's a ghost image, but right on my fretboard, from right here to right here, it says "We the People" with Betsy Ross's 13 Colony flag. So you'll also have to go over to Instagram to see this better because it's raining and there's no sunlight today. So, but I love this build. It's very unique. Like I said, this is curly maple. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 guitars. All of them were built with curly maple this year, except for that one. I used the last of my oak stock, and then I'll show you the last neck that's going to be built here. And then what I did was I painted the P90, if you guys remember, kind of scuffed it up to give it that. Just it's different instead of having the cream color. So I love this thing. It's awesome. This curly maple, you'd have to see it in person because I used my honey stain, but I didn't go too dark. I want to be able to see the swirls in this. And then if you guys remember, like I said, I'm so sorry. The Butyl Hubcap one, it sold. I literally finished it, and 2 days later, before I even thought about doing a video on here with you guys, saying, "Hey, look, it's finished." It sold, but you can see pictures of it on my Instagram before it was sold. But y'all remember this guy? This guy was a giant pain to build. And this was Gearhead. Damn lighting in the kitchen. It's wood burned in the back of here. It says Gearhead, if y'all remember. I took you outside for it. And this was also curly maple. This one was absolutely fun to build. This thing sounds great. Okay, it doesn't sound that great. I took it on the trip with us, and I haven't tuned it since then, but it resonates very loud. So that's the old Ford service cap. 1920s, 1940s range. And then this was the Gibson hardtail I've been holding on forever. That would be for a 50s gold top. That's what this is. I was holding on to it forever, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do with it? So that's when we built this guy. The reason why the control knob is out here, the volume knob, I mean, is I forgot to spray the inside of this when I built it. So I got to get sprayed later on down the road and get this back in its hole over here. And then my old 6.6 hours restoration speed shop is right under there, if y'all remember that. And then what we did was, because this made the trip with us, my wife wrote all the states on here, because if I tried to do it, A, it would look horrible because my handwriting and it'd be too big, but my wife wrote every single state we went through. So, I mean, Illinois is a gimme because we live here now. But that's a good old Utah plate. This plate was actually from our old car, our old Neon. So when we moved here to Illinois, it blew up, and I kept the plates. So I had to put the Utah plate on because we were going to Utah to see our family. This is a Pennsylvania plate, as you can see right there. Buddy Alex sent me that. But you got Wyoming, Kansas, Arizona, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Nebraska, Iowa, Texas, Nevada, Missouri, and Missouri, as some of us would say. Um, in Illinois. All the states we traveled through. Like I said, we went to see our son in Arizona. It was great. Um, this guitar handled the heat like the champ, sitting in a bag, being, But like I said, I got to tune it. It's out of tune, so I'll probably have to tune it up when we do a video here in just a minute. But that's another one. Please go to my Instagram. This is a 2020 25.5-inch scale. This is a large Mamma Jamma. I love this thing. It's awesome. It's an incredible guitar. So that one also got the cream. And then another thing to update you guys on is, so coming up here, like I said, I got one more guitar to build. I'm going to show you the box and what I'm thinking. I might change my mind because I'm not to it yet because I've got this one to finish. I might start on that one though. Because I started building this and then built that. I was building two of them simultaneously. I've never done that. I've always focused on one. But anyways, so a buddy of mine gave me this guitar because he knows I love SGs. Buddy Jesse from Hummingbird Guitars made this guy. And so this winter what I have to do is obviously the dog ear is too high. So I have to cut more wood out here so it sits flat. But there was a little pickup here. It just didn't do the job for a guitar that looks this mean. You know what I mean? So I'm like, why not add a dog ear to it? So we have to, recess it in more on the wood. But I just put it on there for now. That way I don't lose it, and that way it reminds me that, hey, I gotta do this. But we call this one Angus. Go figure. Go figure, because look. Right there. So I really want to make this one a really good screamer, It just deserves to be, especially with that, BC Rich Days headstock that's going on this thing. So I love it. This is one of my favorite guitars, and it deserves what it's gonna get this winter. I saved it because we got two more guitars to do. I'll get to that in another video, another day, another time. Make sure it ain't gonna drop. I'm tripping over everything, and I'm sweating. I had to unplug the fan, so I'm hot. But yeah, so I can't wait to share this one with you guys to see how it's gonna sound too. Because the nickname on these dog ears is Growler. Growler dog ear P90. So I'm anxious to see if it is. I couldn't find anything on it, but if it is a replica of the 1950s one, so I'm kind of anxious to see if it's that. But please go see Steve Harvey. Killer Strings, guys. Killer Strings. It'll change your life, especially for a 6-string. I've heard it with somebody else's 6-string that sound incredible. It's just my telly my telly's built for country, so I don't need something that heavy for that. But let me turn this on here. And we'll mess around with this for a minute. I love this little guy. Let me just unplug it and show you guys, get all the picks and stuff off of here. Same one as before. But I took my gun stock stain, and instead of making it lighter like the first one, like I said, Doug bought it. He bought this with 3 other guitars? Yeah, 3 other guitars of mine. And he wanted the amp. It was just hey, you can hear it instead of plugging Big Boy in over here. Well, this orange is not really that big. It's an orange 15. But I just made it darker on the back of it. It just says AHG 2026. Let's see. Go see pictures. I wish I could show you guys this thing because It looks incredible. It looks very aged and very beat up, and it's a brand new amp. This thing's what, a week and a half old, getting it all finished. So it's just a little practice, guys, so I don't have to get out the orange, because it's loud, but it's not that loud, which I'm going to show you guys. And then my two slide choices is an old replica pill bottle, and then this guy is for my buddy Dell. And Jeff Patterson, made these for Dell, and Dell gave me one of these. So Dell, I love you, buddy. So those are my two slide choices. Because this one just feels great, and it fits my, hold on a second. It fits my hand just well. It fits right on it. Or if you need to go a little tighter. One side's bigger than the other side, so you can either tight or loose. This guy, I basically just hold this one. I basically just hold it with my thumb. I kind of hold it like that, or I'll hold it between my fingers like this. And so doing slide is all about feel. And then down the road, once the guitars get done here, so it'll be the end of the season for building, because a lot of work I have to do outside and don't do here in the kitchen, because you don't want to get too much sawdust everywhere. But that's when I'm going to be starting up the Coffee and a Talk with AHG. We're gonna, music theory, life, try to help people turn away from, hard drugs and alcohol. Because I've been clean and sober this year for 17 years. And booze-wise, I've been clean from not relying on booze for 12 years this year. But just, in music and stuff like that. But my buddy, Mark, from Cooper Picks, go look him up on Instagram. He doesn't post too much, but I love this one. I asked if I could have this one because I said, man, I've got my old 50s Flames on my arm. So I think that fits just right. But go see him. We're gonna do a segment on Cooper Picks, because these are absolutely incredible. They feel great. They are light as a feather, and float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. But anyways, let's get on here. So plug this back in just for a minute. I'll give you guys a little sample. Hopefully you guys can hear it, since I don't have another mic I can use at the moment. Get this cranked all the way on. I cranked it all the way up. Which means I just need to turn that down since it's breaking up. But you guys get the gist on that one. But it sounds great. It's another thing I need to do this winter is practice more. During build season, I really don't sit around and practice a lot, because I'm always thinking up builds and everything. So, but I don't play covers of anything. I'll play like "Smoke on the Water" real fast, to get myself. But I don't need to sit here on the internet and impress people. But I don't get to really. I don't practice a lot. With my accident from last year, it has some complications when it gets colder. So I got some songs I'm writing, so I'm trying to think of like licks to do. So I'll also have more time for that this winter. Fall into winter. But yeah, this is a nice little amp. But it's a nice little guy. It's a little 9 volt, 5 watt. So it'll do the job for you when you want to get stuff done and just practice without having to haul out the big amp. And I say big amp. A buddy of mine, my amplifier blew out. Make sure I'm not missing anybody's comments. But my amplifier blew out, and I couldn't find a replacement speaker for it. And it was just like it was a the company Glary that does the yeah. So it wasn't like the best amp in the world, and the speaker blew out, and I got one of those little guys, those little fenders, and which is great, but it doesn't like CBGs at all. So he's like, hey man, I'll send you something. So it's the orange. Hold on a second, I got the paperwork right here. I did have the paperwork. It's an orange 15, I think. I don't remember where I put it, but it's I think it's an orange 15, something like that. It's this guy right here. Oh shoot! Oh, going over. So it's this guy right here. So it's the little orange, which we're getting ready to plug that in here. Oh, it came out of the wall. Okay, so before I plug up the pedal board here, Rich, my brother, I love you. I hope you will see this. I hope you will see this later on, man. But these pedals, like I said, they're his first ones. But Rich Dread Frog effects. So right here on the pedal board. So that was that Klon, called the Klonite. It's like a Klon on steroids, he said. It sounds like a Klon better. And then the Octaflexy 1 is supposed to be mimicked just like an Octavia. So, I haven't messed around with them yet because I've been too busy trying to build. But I thought, you know what, let's get on here with you guys. So that's the vintage overdrive. And then that's the tape delay. So, it'd be the first time hearing these things. And he said they're wicked, so I believe him because he's an awesome guy and a good builder. He's got a good knack and a good ear. So, I'm going to get all this plugged up here. Okay. Alright. Alright. Orange fired up. So the only thing I don't like about this orange, but I played tube amps my whole entire life. So my ear, to me, I can't get that tone I'm looking for. Kind of like that crunch, like tube amps. When you click on a tube amp and if you don't wait for them to warm up, it's kind of clunky and wonky at first, and then finally you get going. You're like, yeah. So I don't know about the new age. What do they call them? Valve amps or something? I don't know anything about that. I only know tube amps. But let's get this going. But, oh yeah, the only thing I don't like about this amp is, I put a 9-volt battery in this thing. She's working. is that you have to have the gain on, and if you have the gain off and try to just use your regular volume, this amp isn't built like that. So to me, it's a little, I don't know, it's just weird. And you have to have the overdrive up too, so you're gaining overdrive already. That just must be the British thing about these amps. Go over this way. Okay. Okay. Alright. Switch that. Oh dear. We're going down. Alright. Input. Where? Okay, don't fall over again. I said don't fall over. Dang. Okay. I don't know, plugged in right. Pop that here. What's going on here? Oh. Come here. Just is it. I have to figure something out. Something's wrong with the other pedal. Alright. Switch. Anyways, yeah, so everything's gonna be cool. Sorry, guys. This is the first time trying to mess around with this. It was working before. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to look at it. I mean, this guitar really sings, by the way. Except it sounds like a baritone. Alright, let's see if we can't get the pedals going so we can just play around with these and see if we can't get something cool going on. So we sure don't miss anybody's comments, guys. I was kind of bored at the minute, but I'll get it. I haven't messed around with anything, like I said, for a while. I've just been building. I'm not an expert on pedals because all my pedals are usually battery powered. So I'm thinking because I didn't hook up the rest of these daisy chain because the tape delay and my vintage are battery powered, and I'm thinking the lineup won't work because I unplug it. So I wonder if I need to switch that. You need to unplug it first. I wonder if that's why the chain's not working. Okay. Oh. There. Okay. All right. Okay. Yep, that's why. See, I thought about, that's why I love like doing this stuff raw. I thought in my mind, okay, I'll keep those two at their 9-volt batteries because these are the ones you gotta plug in and the chain will work. That's why. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. like CBGs or what? I got what new? I got rigged up right. I hate these fucking cables. Oh shit. My fault. I'm gonna throw these damn cables out the. Okay. Okay. Looks like cables are gonna be on my list. Buddy of mine should be working on it maybe. Alright. I gotta do something about these damn cables. Don't buy cables, I guess. Alright. I'm gonna have to just demo these separately. These cables are fucking junk. Well, anyways, you get the gist. I don't know what's going on. I gotta figure it out. Like, damn junk fender cables. Alright. Do it this way. Alright. The damn cables are the bane of my existence, I swear. I guess no pedal day. Something's going on with my cable. Sorry, guys. Always get too busy about building guitars and I don't ever do my damn equipment. So that's my fault. Tape delay worked for a minute though. Alright. So we'll abandon the pedal board for now. We'll get you guys to remember how the rest of these sound, I guess. Oh well. It's what it is. See if this one will cooperate with me. Come on, you touchy little prick. Yeah, we'll have to come back to that one. I think my ground wire moving, it looked like it popped off. But they are great guitars. This one especially. When I see what's going on with my cables or my pedals, so next time we can do it great, but I'm gonna laugh because I'm almost thinking like they're like, we don't like the CBG stuff, man. This amp's great. Partially something going on with the pedals, but okay, get the power down. But yeah, so I guess I'll come back and get this pedal situation under control here. I think it's my cables. I think I need different cables. But anyways, so that's updating you guys about the guitars. That one built. Go over. You can see the size difference. But this one's great. This one I'll fiddle around with this one a little bit more. And get the strings to be done to stretching. And come back with this and figure out if my cables are just junk, because I had the setup completely right on the cables. So I'll have to play around with that and see what's going on. Or what I'll do is I'll also I've got another cord upstairs, and I'll get that, and then I'll come back with another video when we're close to finishing this up, because this one I think is really going to be a screamer and sound even better. So I can't wait to get this one finished. Like I said, good old Johnny Cash flipping the bird. You know, sometimes you think the things are going to work out in your head, and then I get on here and do this, and then, well, this happened. I've never had a problem with the daisy chain before, but it's either got to be these the name that shall not be named cables. Anyways, I'll figure that out. We'll do a video. Like I said, if I gotta do these individually, I'll do these individually, because I really want to hear them. This is the first time trying the daisy chain out. After doing it, I tested it on the counter and everything worked fine. And then I put it back in its travel bag, and then I was like, okay, let's get everything out today and let's do this video. So you live and you learn. It's all good. It is kind of embarrassing, like, your shit don't work like you want it to. But hey. But yeah, get this one done, and then I guess we'll wrap it up here. We'll talk about the one I have envisioned in my mind. This one also is going to get the Howler P90. I gotta be careful as I got stuff in the box. So let me get the stuff out of the box first. So this is another growling dog ear P90, just like what's on here. It's the same one. And then I'm floating around. This is the other. I cut this off when I had two other extra ones. The other neck is over here. I gotta add a little bit more. I gotta add a little bit more length to it, so I gotta put that on the end. This is the last neck I have. This is it. So this box here, I'm probably gonna wind up either A, putting an F hole or a C hole. The giant one, probably about right here, because as thick as this box is, there you go. It's not super thick. It's not like this one down here I showed you guys. Then the other thing got floating around in my brain is whether I want to, because the back is just blank, but whether or not I want to take this. Gotta have a Van Halen fan out there. Come on, where are you? A side and B side. Because this one was Dance the Night Away, and then the other side was Out of Love Again. So Dance the Night Away, Out of Love Again. So obviously get this thing cleaned up. This is one of those that can't be played anymore. And I'm thinking about either, like cutting the tip. I would have to cut the tip off. But if I wanted to, like, I have to cut a little bit of a notch out very carefully because these are made out of Bakelite, so you got to be as careful as you can. Sometimes I'll take my Mod Podge, put Mod Podge on it, it'll thicken it up, which is probably what I'm going to do anyways. But make a maybe make a pick guard out of it. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't decided on this one. What a name's going to be. What it's all I know is that it's a killer box with that red and gold. Which red and black is my favorite color, but when it comes to these boxes, red and gold, man. Just the boxes. But it's an incredible box. This is the same company, this box, which is, yeah, I have no idea. But anyways, if you know, you know. This is the same company, but this box is awesome. This will be the neck for it, but obviously it's going to be, I have to shape it. Because I'll let you see this one again. So you're seeing this blank, right? See how square it is? That's going to be, well, put it this way. So let's go through the box. Because the box opens this way. Oops. Opens that way. This will be inside the box. But I extended a little bit. I want to make this a 25 inch or 25 inch. I haven't decided in between there. Or maybe a 24 inch. But you see how square that is, right? So once you start going on these necks, that's what this one was. Except Paducah. I think is how you pronounce it. So you went from this to this. Shaping the neck. Instead of a big old square box, this is a nice C shape. So I think that one's gonna also make a nice little rocker. This one, it's killer. It really is with that Soap Bar P90 that they're saying is a Rowland dog dog ear. That's what CB Giddy's saying. That's what they're saying. That's where all my parts come from. All my tuners and everything come from them. Also strings, even though Steve Harvey and them sent me a couple. Go see Killer Strings once again. Steve Harvey, look up Steve Harvey. He's an amazing musician. And these strings are just absolutely incredible. And I'll practice a little bit more, because this was just a spur-of-the-moment thing. I didn't think of playing, but I was like, well, I got all these guitars to show you guys. Might as well let you hear them. And I should have just used that amp. I don't know what the complication is between these and... I don't know. I mean, even my cable acts up with that one. So I think these cables are ready for the junkyard and better cables. But yeah, guys, that's just it in a nutshell. I really enjoyed this build. This was fun. Except if you want it, get a hold of me. American Heritage Guitars 79 on Instagram. American Heritage Guitars. Right in American Heritage Guitars on the Facebooks. And just stay more in tune. And even on, I keep forgetting about TikTok. We're on TikTok too. American Heritage Guitars on TikTok. But I really love this little build. It's got a funky sound. I really like the sound of it, um, but yeah, and I love hardwoods. And also, if you guys want to see more builds and planning more builds for 2027, I'm always looking for good wood, 1x2x3, oak, cherry, curly maple, um, and cyper, cedar. But it's got to be 1x2x3. That's what these are. 1x2x3. That I make into next, but it's got to be 1x2x3. And I'm always on the lookout for antique license plates. If you guys want me to do more builds, meaning that I take more hubcaps, so you guys have any dog dish hubcaps or know somebody, we do another dog dish. One of these that you guys can have. This one's personally mine since the other one sold. So build one like this. Or actually build a full license plate one. I got more stuff floating around in my brain what I want to do for next year too. But like I said, Coffee and the Talk will be starting here pretty soon. Once I finish that build, we'll get into that. We'll fix the SG. We'll fix the diddly bow. I seen that the cable popped off. I think when I was pulling off and on the rack because I don't have anything protecting the back of it. It pulled it. Get the SG fixed up so we can get that fired up. The diddly bow. Um, I think it's the only ones I got. Oh, and the Fallout build. We're gonna revisit that one. I gotta fix something on that one. Make that one a little bit better. And then once the weather gets nice again, once I get this one done and this one done, American Heritage Guitar 79, you're gonna see these. I have its nice little photo shoot. As I always like to do. So that pretty much sums up everything in a nutshell I wanted to show you guys, talk about. And like I said, sorry it took so long to do another video from our Utah video, but once we got home, got settled in, um, had homesickness because we were missing it. Kind of bummed out for it. And I got right back into building. So I wish I could have shown you guys the Buick hubcap build because it was awesome. It sounded great. But please go to Instagram to see that one. It's probably like 5 or 6 posts back by now. Yeah, and this one's gonna be up there and all that stuff, and we'll get back to doing. I can figure out the board. I don't know what's going on here. I think my cables are just my Fender cables are just shot. Um. But yeah, another thing I'm trying to do before I get up here, another thing I'm trying to do with Coffee and a Talk with you guys, is I'm trying to get companies to come on board so we can talk about more companies. Like I said, the pick that I was using, Mark from Cooper Picks. Check him out on Instagram. Go to their website. We could do this. It's cooperpicks.com. Bogus camera. cooperpicks.com. This one out because and we're gonna talk about Mark and Cooper Picks. I gotta get these pedals done so we can do something about that. But yeah, we'll just go from there, guys, and yeah, get those other guitar picks, and then the fall through the winter, once or twice a week, we will do Coffee and Talk with AHG live. I'll maybe get companies on board to where they can jump in on these videos and we just talk about the products too. If I don't get too many companies that want to just send me stuff, so we can do some cool stuff. But yeah, so get ready for that, guys, and I'll come back as soon as I'm getting ready on this. I just gotta cut that wood like I told you about so I can get this to sit a little higher. I'm basically taking real that are supposed to be in real guitars and making my own guitars, so no wonder why nothing fits the way that. And I think that's about it. I just want to build some killer guitars, have some fun with you guys. Maybe we'll take the diddly bow. I want to do where I build a diddly bow live to where if you you know, if you get kids and whatnot, where you can build this musical instrument. The diddly bow, it's a one stringer, and you and your kids can have some fun with an instrument that started all before all the main companies out there. These instruments right here, they started it before Fender was even thought of, before Gibson was ever thought of. You know, from the 1800s up until the 1920s, 1930s, these instruments were it. And then after American Bandstand, that's when, you know, you've seen Fender and Gibson and blah, 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 and these just took a backseat. The history starts with these instruments. That's why some people are like, well, you know, it's got a fret buzz, or well, it's because that's what these instruments used to sound like. It was a part of humanity, you know. Bo Diddley. Everybody you can think of, Bo Diddley, Fats Domino, uh, Robert Johnson, even though you've seen him with that acoustic guitar, same parlor Fender guitar that I have. But they all played diddley bow, chum strings, and then they started making three-string guitars. Not with the same pickup, but they started making three-string slide guitars, not fretted guitars. Where it all starts, and I think it's cool. It's unique. You know, I'm not building another center. Well, one because I couldn't afford the kits anyways, and I would charge like triple the price. So it's like, well, I'm just gonna take cigar boxes, actual pickups that belong in like a Fender or Gibson. You're gonna be like, huh, okay, so that's what I want to do different for now. You know, because I want to be able to have guitars that you guys can afford to buy from me. You know, um, uh, and I don't want to charge an arm and a leg, but I need to make some price back because wood's expensive. Some of these, some of these are expensive to buy like in bulk. Like the pickups are expensive to buy in bulk. Tuners are $10.79 for two and three right, three left. Strings are up to almost $10. The strings I use are $10. Um, and gifted. So uh, most shops don't make 1x2x3. You know, and if you do find it, the problem is that it's crooked as an arrow. Finding here in Illinois, and that's why I keep asking for anybody that has 1x2x3. If you've got cherry, if you got oak, if you got maple, if you have curly maple, cedar, if you have any, get a hold of me. Let me know because that's how that my builds these last 4.5 years is digging deep. So that's the biggest expensive. The biggest expenses is that the highest end guitar that I have is would be building one of these, and these are I would say 375 to 400 to buy. Doing one of these. I wish I had the Buick one because that one was awesome. I had to say no because he wanted this one too, but my wife and kids, everybody held this, and so this one was a little more sentimental than the Buick. Uh, but I still wish I could have showed you guys. That was an awesome guitar, sounded great, and just mean. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell, guys. I just want you guys to have a good rest of your weekend since it is TGIF. I'm gonna go hang and chill out with my wife and watch some stuff on TV. Have some dinner. I got ribs sitting here. I got ribs sitting here in the crock pot that I've been marinating since this morning. So we got ribs over here that need some eating. My wife made some homemade macaroni salad. I almost said tater salad, even though that's good, but she makes some good macaroni salad too. So it's almost dinner time, I think. But all of you guys just be good, and I appreciate y'all stopping in. And for everybody that's gonna watch this after the fact, well, life just hit me, and life happens, and I'm sitting here scratching my head, but I'll figure it all out. Um, yeah, guys. But just look forward to coffee and a talk with AHG here very soon. Through the fall, through the winter, I'm going to be doing that probably, I'd say twice a week. Unless I want to amp it up more. But so far, we'll start out with twice a week. We'll be doing coffee talk. Coffee and a talk with AHG and just talking music and, you know, instruments and parts and companies. Stuff like that. So, but yeah, we'll do Cooper picks here pretty soon. Cooper picks are awesome. Uh, but yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing. This little guy here. Oops. That's the same dog ear. That's on this, and it's on the other one. So once they start getting building on that one, we'll do that one with you guys live more. But yeah, the growling dog. And get that built. So if you know somebody who would love this, awesome piece. 275, and would love to jam out and rock out and have some fun. American Heritage Guitar 79. Just get a hold of me there on my Instagram, or Braden American Heritage Guitars on Facebook, and we can get you set up with this guitar or the next one online that I showed you guys that's going to be built. That's also going to have a dog ear P90 in it. So we'll get to all that stuff soon. Killer string. They make six. They make for 6 string now instead of 3 string and 4 string. They make these for a 6 stringer. Go get these. If you play rock or blues and want a growling mean guitar, get killer strings, guys. Killer strings are absolutely incredible. No, I am not endorsed or paid. I just believe in these strings because they do sound menacing. Okay, that's it, guys. Just have a good, safe weekend, and I will get back to you guys as soon as I can, and we'll catch you on the flip side and the dark side of the moon back here at HG some other time. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend, guys. And I'll think of a bunch of different stuff that I want to do so we can have some fun this fall going into winter as well. Love you guys, and